Hello everyone. So everyone can see my screen?
Yes, check.
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Chavi.
Okay, okay, good. So we'll just recap our session, what we have learned in the last session. I think Nitin has joined today. So welcome Nitin. Yeah. So what we have done is till last session, we have completed our simple Java program in which we have printed the hello world. So here what all things we have written is public class hello. So public is a keyword which is an access modifier. You can go through our previous session. I have explained about the access modifier. It gives you access to other classes. If it is public, if you can access this class in other classes also. So yeah, so we have written public class is also a keyword to declare a class in Java. So it is also a keyword, and followed by hello. Hello is the name of the class. Okay. In the next line, public static void main. It's a main function which is necessary for writing any program. Okay, because while we are compiling, first Java will search for the main function. Okay, so this is the way of writing the main function. Public static void main string argue. So this is the parameters, and public is again, I'll tell you from this, public is again the access modifier and it's a keyword. Static is a keyword in which it declares that method is static, and it also allocates the memory. Okay, so about static we will learn in detail in later classes. Is void. Void is a return type. Yes. Is there any doubt?
Yeah, how this public is different? Sorry to stop you. How the above public is different from the below one? Is there any difference between the two public?
No, this is same, but this public class hello is for class. We are writing the class here, and here public is the same. This is also an access modifier, but here we are writing it for function method, right? It's a main method. So inside the class we have method. Okay, you will learn about method class in there. Can everybody mute so that there will be no disturbance? Okay, so the recording was stopped. Okay. So void is the return type of this method. It means it does not return any value, because if it is void, it is void means what? Empty. And if it is an integer type, it is returning integer value. If it is string type, it is returning string value. But main function is always void. Okay. And this is the system dot println. It prints the statements whichever is under this inside this print statement. It prints it, which is in double quote. Okay. So as I discussed, main represents the startup of the program, and string arg is used for the command line arguments. These are arguments, that is list of parameters also. We can learn it later. Okay, coming to the OOPS concept. Today the topic is OOPS. So OOPS is what? OOPS is an object-oriented programming system or structure. Some people call it system and some people call it structure. So both are correct. So, object-oriented programming system or structure, both is correct. So, OOPS is a programming paradigm. What is the meaning of paradigm? Paradigm can be also termed as method to solve some problem or to do some task. Programming paradigm is an approach to solve the problem using some programming languages, or also we can say that it is a method to solve programming using tools or techniques that are available in us. Whatever we can do available in this system, so that can be solved in different style and different ways. So that different style and different ways are called programming paradigms. Okay, so there are many programming paradigms like object-oriented paradigm, procedural paradigm, functional paradigm, logical, structural. But today we will learn about the object-oriented paradigm or methodology. Okay, there are 6 types of OOPS concepts: class, object, method, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. Okay, so today we are learning class. Class is the collection of objects. Class is, suppose there is an animal. Okay, so in animal, objects will be what? Like cat, dog. These are all objects. Class is not a real world entity. Like if you say animal, what comes in your mind? Nothing will come into your mind. If you relate it with dog or cat, then it allocates your memory. Like yeah, dog is like, picture is like this. So animal, if you say there is nothing, you can imagine that what is animal. Only when you make it an object, like the name of the animal, whether it's a cat or dog, then it fills your memory. So the same way, class is not a real entity, and class does not occupy the memory also. It is just a template or a blueprint or a prototype. Okay. So the syntax of a class is access modifier, like public, private, or protected, default. Okay. Now after that access modifier comes the class. Class is a keyword. Okay. And then
Hi,
class
Chevi.
name. Yes. Who is this?
Chevi, I'm Radhika.
Okay, Radhika. Okay, you just joined. Okay, fine. Welcome.
Yes.
So we have started the
Thank you.
session.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, I
have
already
started the
joined, but
session.
I am seeing this. But I'm not listening the voice of you. Just now.
Okay. Now you are getting my
Okay.
voice?
Yes, now I'm getting your voice.
Okay, sure, Radhika. Okay, so we were
Okay.
talking
Okay.
about the syntax of the class. So syntax of the class
Okay.
is first comes the access modifier, that means public, private, protected, or default. If you are not mentioning the public access modifier, it will take as default. Okay. After that comes class. Class is a keyword and followed by the class name. So here one thing you need to keep in mind is the class name. When it is like two names, like my first program, like that it is. So F and C, first program. So F and P will be in capital letters, rest all in small letters, and that too there is no gap between that. So this is the general rule which Java follows, that the name of the class should be first name capital and second name first letter is capital. This is the general rule. Okay. Now inside the class we declare variables, methods, constructor. Constructor is nothing but the we will learn in the future, like what is constructor, everything, blocks, and nested classes. We can also write classes under the class. So this is the syntax of class. Moving ahead, as I explained you that class is what? Animal, bird, like I am telling you the concept by taking the real world example. Okay, so if you say class is an animal, that means object is what? Cat and dog, as I explained you. If you say class is a bird, what object will come into your mind is parrot or peacock. If it is vehicle, what comes in your mind? Car or jeep. If you say vehicle, that doesn't mean that nothing comes in your mind. If you say that car, then it will allocate your memory that okay, the vehicle is car or jeep. Okay, like that. Okay, and these are the methods. Methods means their characteristics, or what we can say their behavior or their state, that what they do. Like object, cat and dog, what they do, they eat, they drink. So that comes the method. And what birds do, what are their characteristics? They can fly, they can eat. Similarly, vehicle can drive, can go from one place to another, and you can play music in that vehicle. So this is just the example of what characteristics or what attributes they have, the class have. So this is the real-time example. Now coming to the method. What method do? As you can see, it perform a particular task, like eating. Eating is a particular task. So this is called a method. A set of code which perform a particular task is called method. What are the advantages of method? Code reusability. Like if you have written a method for eating, you can also use it in class, bird class also, and in animal class also, and in different classes you can use it. So that is called code reusability. Code optimization, that means you are reusing, and it gives and memory is allocated to, if you are defining same method and calling it in different classes, that means you are allocating the memory in one place and you are reusing that memory. So that is called optimization. It increases the speed and everything. So that is the two advantages of method. Coming to the syntax of method, again is some access modifier. If you mention it, it will take as public, protected, or private. Otherwise, if you don't mention it, it takes as default. Then comes the return type. Okay, return type means we have seen that void, int, like that. Like main method is always void, so its return type will be void. And then method name. In method name, you have to keep in mind that first name is small, but the second name is capital. First letter of the second name is capital. Okay. So method name, and then list of parameters, which I have already told in main method. Now that main inside the braces there are list of parameter, and then comes the body. So everyone is clear with this method?
I have one question.
Sure.
Yeah. So what is mean by it's Rupali?
Okay,
So
fine.
what is it's a code reusability and code optimization. So what is the exact difference between them?
Actually, it is interrelated. It's interrelated. Why? Because if you use the code again and again, like I said, eating can be done, or drinking can be done by both animal and bird, right? I mean, class can call these methods again and again any point of time. And then once you create the object, you have to create the object to call this method. I will show you how when we learn about object. No, object is still remaining. We have learned about the class and method. So how to connect these two, method and class, by creating objects. So we will learn about this, and that's why we can reuse those methods again and again, and hence it is optimized, because the speed will be increasing. You can reuse it, but what is optimization? Your speed is increasing, your allocation is managing properly, allocation of memory is managing properly. So that is optimization. Okay. I hope it is clear to you, Rupali.
Yes, thanks.
Yes. Okay. Moving on. What is object? Now comes the object, which is the main part of the object-oriented programming. Okay. So it is the keyword. It is the keyword also. An object is an instance of class. Okay. As we see, object is the instance of class. So animal is the so cat is the instance of animal. Okay. Object is a real world entity. As you can see that a dog or a cat is the real world entity, and animal is not real world entity. Animal can be any animal. Okay. So object occupies memory. So object takes the memory of the system while we are declaring it, and so object occupies the memory. Okay. Object consists of identity. Identity means a unique name. Okay. Object always have a unique name. State and attribute. Like object can have a color, breed, age, or these are the attributes of the object. And behavior, as we have seen that it represents method. Eat, run, all these are the behavior of the object. Okay. Now we will see how to create an object in our Java program. Okay. So there are 5 methods of creating a object by new keyword. This is the most popular way which we will learn, and I will just tell you for your knowledge that how else we can create the object by new instance method. It's a predefined method, so it's also used for creating objects. Clone method. We can also create object by clone method, deserialization, and factory method. So these are all the methods which we can use for creating object, but today we will learn about new keyword only. Okay. So new keyword method to create object. There are 3 steps of creating an object. First is declaration. Hello. Is anybody wanted to say anything? Okay. Instantiation and initialization. Can everybody mute yourself if you are not talking? Because I get disturbed with the voice. Okay. Hello, can everybody mute themselves if they are not talking? Okay, so there are 3 steps of creating an object by new keyword method. So new is the keyword by which you can create an object in these 3 steps: declaration, instantiation, and initialization. What we do in the declaration? It is declare a variable with a unique name, which I have told you that it's an object has a unique name as an identity. Okay, so what is the class name we are choosing is animal. Okay, and Buzu is the name of the dog. Okay, name of the unique name of the dog, you can say. And what is in instantiation? Instantiation is we are allocating this object with a new keyword. We are just allocating a memory here. Okay, and initialization, what are we doing? We are giving value to that memory which we have allocated here. So these are three steps. First is we declare a variable name. We declare a variable name here with an object type. Okay, where animal is the class name and Buzu is referenced as a variable name. Okay, now what we do here in instantiation, this is when memory is allocated to an object by the new keyword. Okay, a reference to the object that is created is written from the new keyword. That is, we have allocated the memory, and initialization is we are giving value to that memory. Okay, so the syntax will be what? Animal Buzu is equal to new animal. So what we are doing here, we are using a constructor. Okay, so this is called constructor. If the name of the function method, if the name of the method is same as your class name, that is called constructor. Okay, so by using constructor, we are initializing the value to the object. Okay, so this is by combining all these three, we get the syntax as animal Buzu equals to new animal. That means the class name, this is the class name, this is the object name Buzu, then this is the new keyword which you have to write, and the constructor of the class name. Okay, so this is the syntax of creating an object. Now, how you can call these methods? By using a dot operator. You can call methods or behavior or state or behavior by using a dot operator. How? Like you have created an object Buzu. Now Buzu dot run will call this method. Okay, like this Buzu dot run. That means object name dot method name. So this is the syntax of calling a method. Now we will see an example. Okay, same thing from this from the what we have explained about animals. So same thing we will take as, so suppose class we have not declared any access modifier, so we take as default. So this is the syntax of the class, right? Class and class name. So the name we have taken is that animal. Inside that there is, we are declaring method. Okay, so public void each. So this is the syntax, right? Access modifier, return type, and function name, method name. Okay. Inside that we have printed I am eating. Okay, and we have to have the main program. So while compiling, what it will search? The main program as system.out.print1. So can anyone tell me what will be the output for this program?
1.
Will it take? Yes. Will it take I am eating? No,
No.
it will not take, right? Because it only goes in the main program and it ends here in the main program only. Okay, when we run the Java program, it will search for the main and it will start whatever is written in the main program and it will end. So it will not go to this method. Why? Because we have not mentioned anything in main. So it will only print 1. Correct. Now we will see that how, if we want to call this each method in our main program, how to do that. Okay, here we will do animal Buzu equal to new animal, which we have learned, right? And if anyone has any doubt, they can ask me. And then we call this object, by the help of this object we call this method. Okay, and why this method can be called? Because it is under the class of animal. So animal Buzu equal to new animal method. Okay, so now Buzu dot eat. So now can anyone tell me what's the output of this program?
1 and I am eating.
Yes, correct.
But I have
What is
one
the
question here.
Sure.
So you said, right, new is the keyword to means its memory allocation and initialization. So what is the initial value for Buzu here then?
See, instantiation, I told you, right? It
Right.
gives you the memory value. Value means we are setting this is the value for right now, right? I mean, it's just calling this method, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so value is nothing but we are allocating a memory first and then we are putting it in a space in the memory. So that value, see, you are confusing.
No, but
What
if you
I'm
didn't
saying-
call the method, that eat method, if you don't call by the object, so memory is not allocating to the object, or it will not initiate the
Yeah.
object.
Everything, you have not done anything here, right? You have not followed that these three steps. No declaration, no instantiation, no initialization. You have not done anything. So how it will come to how the Java will know that you wanted to call this each method? Because you have written it here, it doesn't call you here. Okay, are you getting my point?
Yes.
If you have just written it here, so it doesn't mean that it will call in the main method. You have to make it call. So in this line only you are doing all these three steps. All these three steps you are doing: declaration, instantiation, and initialization. So this is required to call this each method. Okay. Now
Yes.
moving to next. Okay. Now moving next, we are writing one more method, that is run. Okay. So once you have written the run method and you are printing I am running, so with the same object which you have created, by the same object you can call this run method also. What it will do means, like when you run the program, it will come to first it will search for the main method. After main method it will print 1, and after that it will see that it is object is created with the name of Buzu, and when Buzu.eat means it will go to this method, eat method. It will print I am eating. Then it after the closing bracket, it will again come back to here. Then we have given Buzu.run. So it will go to this run method and it will print the I am running. And it will once it is closed, it will go back to the main program, and as there is no other statement, it will come out. Okay. So what it will print? 1, I am eating and I am running. So what this means is, wherever you write your method, the system will only print the way it is written in the main method. Okay, you can write your method anywhere, upwards or downwards, it doesn't matter. The way it is written in the main method by which they are printing it, and the output will be according to the main method. Okay.
One question, Chevi.
Yes, Nitin.
It's a class name animal. This is one class, and you have written multiple methods inside it, and you are calling within that class. If I create a method outside of any other class, for example, class called
Yeah.
vehicle, can I call that method into here?
Yeah. See, this is the same thing.
Okay.
I want to explain it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you are already there. Okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So going ahead, we are defining one more method like bird. You said vehicle. I have just taken the example of bird. So yeah. So if you have declared as bird and like printed as I am flying, will this program work? Can anyone tell me that if this program will work? No, it will not work. Why? Because you have made an object Buzu of animal class and you are calling this fly with the bird class. So this program will not run. Why? Because in this the fly method is under the bird class and Buzu is under the animal class. So this program will not run. What we need to do is we need to again create an object for bird class. So how we will create it? Bird, parrot or PA only you can write as an object name. Bird is a class name. Again I am telling you through syntax. Okay. So class name, object name equal to new keyword and class name method. Okay, this is a constructor. Okay, so what you have done, you have created an object of this class. Now you can do it with the object name dot method name. So you can call this method. So now this will print. I hope it is clear to you, Nitin.
Yes, you mean within a class you can create multiple objects, right?
Yes, in the you
Because
can
in this, let me tell what my understanding. In this case, you have created a class called animal. In that class, you have created a method called Buzu.
No, this
and
is not method. This is object.
Oh, sorry.
Wait.
Yeah, object. Yeah, eat and run.
Eat and run is the method. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What we will do? We will run it in Eclipse. You have installed Eclipse?
No, not that. I don't know. Yeah, I will install WS class.
Okay. I will show you that how it will work. So we will just run that program. Okay. What we have done, we have in the main class instead of animal or else we will create a new thing. File, new Java project. We'll write animal program. Okay. Project name is animal program. We'll not do anything here. We'll just say next. It will tell you where the source is saving. We'll just unclick this module. We don't want to create module and finish it. Okay. Now you will get the animal program here. Now in the source code you right click and you create a class here. Class is animal class. It's public and we want to add the public static void main. here. So we will just check this box. Okay, now we will finish it. Okay, so this we have created. So under animal class we are creating what? What will come next? Tell me. Can anyone tell?
Object name. Object name.
Yeah, object name, that is we write Buzu, right? Equal to new. New is the keyword. Now comes constructor, right? So this is how we create the object. Now what we call Buzu dot
Method.
run. We will call this. Okay. So right now we will do this much only.
Print.
Yeah, print. R is missing.
Here.
Okay. Now we will save this and we will run. So it will come as I am running. Now what we do? We will create another method. Okay. By control space bar you get all the options here and you can select that. Okay, so that you don't do mistakes like I did last time. So it's good to always okay. So here you can call Buzu dot just save it and just try to run it. Okay. Now what we have done? Can anyone tell? We will create another class. Okay. So the C is always small. Class bird. Okay. Here what we write? A function which is named as fly. Bird can fly, right? So suppose if we write this, what will happen? We will just see that what will happen. Okay, see, it is showing error here only. You will find out that what error it gives to your console. Okay, what it tells, that method lies undefined for the type animal, because the animal class you have not defined the method as fly. So this is the error you get. So what we will do, we will create an object for this bird class. Parrot equal to new bird. Just keep in mind in that syntax, that syntax always you keep in mind that first comes the class name, then the object name, then new, and then again constructor of the class. Okay.
So in that class it is SBIRDS.
That is why. See? Good observation. That means everyone is attentive in my class. Okay, thanks for telling. Now PR dot fly. See, fly also come here. It find out that this is the function. This is the method you have created in the bird class. Okay, so it will automatically come. Now just save it and then run it. Can anyone tell that why it is not coming in the next line?
Yeah, actually you missed the print ln, right? It's print ln.
Right. Correct. So that is why it is not coming in the next line. Okay. Very good. So now it is coming in the next line. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everybody.
Actually I have one question about
Yes,
the
sure.
program. So we can define two classes in the same animal.java have
Of course.
two classes, right?
Yeah.
So we can
You
define,
can
right?
do it. Yes.
And
We can but that we will learn in later point of time. See, I have told you
right.
in this class C syntax. No, I have told you that there are nested class also. We will learn
Oh
that.
yeah,
also.
yeah.
Okay, but
I
right
missed
now
that
to
one.
make that simple, yeah. So right now, these are all things which we can write inside the class. So right now we have learned only about the method. Okay, rest all is remaining. So we are just learning about the method in this. So everything we will learn step by step, so that it will not confuse you. Okay. If we write inside the class also, we will learn in later point of time. You can do it. Of course you can do it. Okay. So everybody is clear with this. So we'll move on to next topic, which is how to initialize the object. Okay. So initialization of an object can be done by three ways. Okay, by reference variable, by method, or by constructor. So first we will learn how to initialize it by reference variable. Okay, so there is one class name as animal. String is nothing but the data type, right? We have learned about the data type in the previous classes. So this is data type, string and int. So we have given this string as color and integer as age. Okay. This is called reference variable. What this is called is a reference variable because it is under the class. Okay, it's not in any method, so these are called reference variables. Now we will go to the public static void main. The same thing we are doing here also. Animal Buzu equal to new animal Buzu dot color. So what we are doing here, we are not calling any method. We are calling the behavior. Behavior means these string variables we are calling. Okay. So we are calling the variables and what we are doing, initializing the object. Okay. So what we do, the Buzu dot color equal to black and Buzu dot age equal to 10. So this way it will print bring the color and the age of this object. Okay, we'll see how. Okay. I will write in here only. See, as this is an integer value, means age will represent the integer value. What we will give is number, right? So you have to keep in mind that the output of the age is always a number. So we'll store it in integer form. Okay, and output of the color will be like black, red. It will be a string variable. So always keep in mind that what will be the output of color? It will be a string. String means a name of any word or alphabet are involved there. That means it has to store in string. And if it is some number, then it will store it in integer. Okay. Always the string comes in the bracket. String is always comes in the bracket, but integer you don't need to put the bracket over there. Okay. Okay. So we have done the initialization of the object by doing the reference variable. So reference variable, as I told you, these are the reference variable, and we have initialized with the object by these things. There is one more feature which is required. Okay. Yeah. Everyone is clear? So we will save it and then yes.
Hello.
Sorry, yeah, tell me.
Yeah, Chavi, here we don't need that system.out println.
Of course, you are required. Why it is not required? That's why it is not shown.
Yeah, so here we have to mention those variables, right?
Of course. I told you I forgot to write it in this in the PPT. I have written, right? So system dot out good that everyone is attentive in my class. I'm feeling so happy. Okay. So inside that, can anyone remember that how it is written? Dot color. Here what you do is we need some space, right, between the color and the age. So what you'll do, you'll give the space like this with the plus sign. This is the syntax, you can say, for Java, for writing the space or anything which you want to give in between them. So this is the age you write. Okay. Yeah. Now we have this paper. Okay, so this is done by reference variable. We have initialized the object by reference variable. Clear? Now we will do it by method. Okay,
So Chavi,
so how we will do it by, yeah.
So that integer you said it can be, so it can be accompanied by alphabets also, like not only numbers. Integer age.
As I told you, integer age always. See, you have to, when you declare here it is called declaration. When you declare any variable, you should keep in mind that what will be the output of that variable, right? So what you want, age will always as integer form, right? 1 2 3 4.
Yeah.
So you cannot keep it as string or anything. If it is alphabet, one alphabet, that you can declare as character, char. Okay, char also.
Oh, okay. So age, because it's always in numbers, we have to declare it as integer.
It's an integer, right? And
Okay.
color is not a character, right? BA is not. It's not possible, right? So we declare it as string. Why? Because string is what, a group of alphabets. That means we can write more alphabets, like word we can write through with the help of string. So this, as you can see also, the string class represents the character string or string literals in Java programs such as ABC. Like it's a group of alphabets, okay, are implemented as instance of this class. Okay? So the group string, what is string? It can be a group of alphabets. Okay, so if you want to learn more, you can go there, you just click there, and you will find out that what all the properties of string. Okay.
Okay. So for instance, if we want to go for the breed, so we have to write string and breed, right? Instead of color.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, it's a good idea. You can do it. String, breed. Okay. So there is one more variable which you can initialize here. Okay. So here comes dot breed. Can anyone tell the breed of dog?
German Shepherd.
Yeah, I was.
Means you can take any
the lab. Yeah, I mean Labrador. I'm just typing the short form of it. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to also add it here. Okay, like plus, give space, and again plus. Then what you have to write? Guzlu dot breed. Okay. So what will be the output?
Maybe black 10 lab.
Right. Black
Chavi,
10
what
lab.
if we
Okay.
want to,
Yes.
Chavi, what if we want to print
Yes, yes.
line by line, like black 10 lab, like
Yeah,
downwards,
that you can do, but
not
for
in a
that,
single line?
you have to, yeah, you can do that. I mean,
Okay, we
for
have to
that,
write
what you
number
have to
of,
do, you have to, again, yeah, correct. You have to write it
Okay.
like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, we have
Add
to write 3 lines, right? System dot
3 lines.
println.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like this, you have to write. Okay. Like 8, and then in that case, you don't have to write that plus
Oh, yeah.
plus and everything. You don't need to. Okay, just control S. Okay, like this you can write it in different lines. I hope it is clear.
Yes, Chavi.
Yes, Chavi.
Okay. Okay. Now we come how to initialize the object by method. Okay. So what we have done here, we have again written a class. Its class name animal. These are, as I told you, that these are reference variables. Sorry, I have written instance variable also. You can say that. Okay. Then comes the method. We have written a method which is returning void init object, initialization the object, string C and integer A. Okay, so these are all local variables which are for this method. Okay, inside this method we have initialized the value of instance variable to local variable. Okay, so this what we have done, we are initialization color as C and age as A. Okay, now what we have done, we have again written a method which is named as display. What display will do? The same thing which we have done in the main program only, right? Color and age. It prints the color and the age. Now comes the main program, in which what we are doing, we are creating an object. By this object we are calling this method which has 2 parameters. These are parameters. Okay, 2 parameters. So we are calling this method, and we have to give 2 parameters here also. I mean, if you have written 2 variables here, then you have to call this with 2 values. Okay, and then also call this method for displaying the value. So we will try this program also. Okay, so what we are doing, we will write with 3 parameters also. Okay, so what we have done, we are writing void init object. See, now what I've done, I have written O as capital. Why? Because method second name will be always capital. Okay, and we are passing parameters here. String C and int A. Okay. Now inside that, what we have done? Color, which we have defined as a reference instant variable. We have taken it and we are initializing with the local variable C. Sorry, we have to write one more, right? String breed, I forgot. String S is always capital. Okay, just keep in mind that string is the only data type which has not only, but in the string data type you have S capital. Okay, B comma integer. Okay, so color we have put a C, breed equals to D, and age equal to A, right? Like that we have initialize it. Now comes the void display. Function. Okay, we are not returning anything, we are just printing here. Now the same thing, either you can write it in one line, or you can write 3 lines and type it 3 times. Okay, so I am writing it in one line. We don't have to write, yeah, and we have not created any object here, so we will not write do like that. Okay. Okay. Now in the main program, what you have to do, the same thing, object is created. Now you don't have to write this thing. Buju dot this method, right? Init object. Inside this we have 3 parameters, right? So what we will write? We will write as flat
and then
color is black, breed is whatever you want, and then 10 or 20, anything you can write, you know, age is anything you can write. So we will delete all these statements because we are calling now to our method. So we will delete all this. Okay, just save it. Okay, so this is very necessary to see that if there are 3 parameters, when you call it in the main program, it should have 3 values. Okay, this you have to keep in mind. Okay, once you run it, you'll see that what is the output. Oh sorry, we have not called the display, right? Yeah, so you have to call the display. Display function method. Okay, so we are calling this display, then only it will print. Else how it will print, correct? So this has print as what we have given it in the Bhujo.init object method. Okay, so this we have passed, and this is how what we do. We are initializing the object by method. I hope it is clear to you all. Okay, so by yes,
just small doubt.
okay.
Like, why do we need
Yeah.
to? Can you just
Yeah, but-
explain me again? Why do we need to write this void here, like before display? Void display.
Yeah, void display is you are not returning any value in this method, right? If you are returning any value, like here, you will learn that once you are returning, suppose something true or false, then you write it as boolean. Okay, returning true. It all depends on your requirement, right? If this method is returning an integer value, like you have to return it 10, so you will write it what? Int. Int is display, means like this is not returning any value, so we are writing it as void. Okay, so it depends on the requirement, that if your project needs to return some value from this method, so you will not write void. Okay, you will write that whatever return type value. Return type is anything, integer, string, boolean, anything you can return it. It depends on your project. Okay. Right now we don't need anything to return from this method, so we will not. We will make it as void. As I told you, the syntax of the method. We have see the syntax of the method is access modifier, return type, and method name, and then list of parameters. Access modifier we have not written here. So what it will take? Default. It will take as default, or else we can write access modifier also, like public here. Okay. So if we write as public, then also it will work. But see, it's not important to write the modifier, access modifier all the time. But if you write it, it's a good practice. Okay.
Okay, Chivi,
So that,
got
you know,
it.
in future, if you are writing big code, and if you mark it as public, and everybody can, other classes can also use it. Okay. So it's good practice to write modifier, but sometimes if you don't write it, it takes it as default. Okay, so right now we will end this class here. By constructor is remaining, so that we will cover it in the next class. Okay. I hope today's class is clear, and try to execute as many as programs like I will send you some assignment also through WhatsApp. I will send it to you, and then if you try those examples, otherwise I will help you in creating those programs. Okay. So till here, if you are clear, you can try these many programs which I have explained you here, and come up with some doubts if you have, or else we will continue this same session on Friday. Right? Today is
Yes. Friday 9 o'clock Eastern Time.